Welcome back. It's an honor and a blast to work with you today. Today we're going to learn how to pivot off and change angles. So what exactly are we talking about today? One of the most dangerous things you can do with your feet. Changing your angle on your opponent by pivoting. It's 2 clean steps, and by doing this you take yourself out of harm's way while keeping a very dangerous line of sight on your opponent. Let's take a look at Loma so you can see this in action.
Bada from Ackerman, Ukraine, the reigning and defending WBO super featherweight champion of the world, Vasil high-tech Lomachenko.
Now, Lomachenko has a lot of great abilities, very talented across the board and a good boxer on many levels. But truly, the reason he's so dangerous is because he changes his angles, he pivots off so well, and he uses his hand speed in conjunction with that. I want you to notice that these are really 2 clean steps as opposed to circling the ring and turning an opponent, which you could look at a fighter like Muhammad Ali very easily and see he's circling the ring and turning an opponent and keeping him on the end of his jab, which is very good. But this is different. You're in your opponent's kitchen and you use these 2 clean steps to change your angle so you can do damage. The reason this is so powerful is because it takes away the game of so many kinds of opponents you run into. Let's say somebody's trying to bomb you out with big punches. Well, you're not in front of them, so they can't do that. You use those feet. A speed fighter, somebody who's trying to sting you with their fast hands. Once again, by changing those angles, you make it difficult for them to use that against you. Or a volume puncher who's trying to run you down and grind you down with loads of punches. If they don't have something to hit, they can't do that. It's something that I think is not utilized as much as it could be in boxing today. It's something anybody can do with a little bit of work on your feet, and you can do it too. So let's learn how to do this, how to pivot off. We're going to break this down for you into 2 simple movements. And if you do them correctly, it's going to put you in the ideal position where you're out of harm's way and you've got a nice quality line of attack on your opponent. So if you deviate from this though, if you do it incorrectly, what you're going to find is that you're either out of range or you don't have the correct angle where you can land the punches you want to, or something's just going wrong. So take a look at the feet. Out of this sound Olympic style stance, the first thing we're going to do, the first movement, take this 45-degree step with our lead foot, our left foot. And you step out here about 6 inches or so. It's not a big step. And then your other foot is going to swing around. Once again, it's a small step, about 10 or 12 inches. And it comes around in this sort of circular motion. And you return into your stance again. And by doing this, by taking this 45-degree step and then swinging your back foot around, you'll find you've got the perfect position on your opponent to really do some damage. Now, to pivot off to your right is the same exact move in reverse. To pivot off to our right, we're going to swing our right foot back around in that circular motion. It makes this really small curve, about 10 or 12 inches. And then we're going to pull our front foot back on this angle again, this 45-degree angle. Another short step and come right back into our stance. With these 2 motions, no matter if you're pivoting off to the left or pivoting off to the right, you're going to be in the sweet spot. You'll have your opponent right on the end of your punches. So let's look at it one more time. Pivoting off to the left, we take the 45-degree step, We swing our back foot around. Now, when you're right here, you're going to bring your front foot in just a little bit. You see how I made that little turn? And that way you're not in an awkward position where it's pointed directly forward. So you'll see that you kind of step, turn, and then your lead foot might make a little adjustment. And now to pivot off to your right, we're going to bring that back foot around, and our lead foot is going to pull back. Let's pivot off to the right again. Our right foot comes around, our lead foot pulls back. Now we can pivot off to the left. Once again, we'll take this 45-degree step with our lead foot, and our back foot swings around. Now I'm going to turn around so you can see things from your perspective. It'll help you line it up a little bit better. So now I'm standing like you are as you look at this screen. I'm in my sound stance, and let's cover it again. To pivot off to the left, you take this 45-degree step, a short step, maybe about 6 inches, and then you're going to swing your back foot around. That was a short step once again, maybe 10 or 12 inches. Then to pivot off to your right, you're going to bring your back foot around and pull your lead foot back. And you come right back into this very sound balanced stance every time. Pivoting off to the right, right foot swings around, lead foot pulls back. Off to the left again, left foot makes the 45-degree step, right foot swings around. And you can continue to do this until it's very second nature. Now, to make sure that you're getting the correct angle, if you have a friend, a partner that you're doing this training with, take turns. One of you stand still in your stance, and the other one practice making those pivots, and see that when you complete that pivot, you have your opponent in a quality line of sight where you're going to hit them on the end of your straight punches. But even if you don't have a friend, you can practice this in the mirror, or you can go over by a lamp, if you have a standing lamp or any vertical object. See that when you pivot off and change your angle, you can make contact from a strong position with full long punches. If you're rocking these angle changes, if you're pivoting off a lot, you're really going to disorient your opponent, where every time they're trying to get you lined up, you're always making this adjustment where all of a sudden they just don't have you where they want them, but you have got them. And that's how you do it. Great job today. We learned how to pivot off, change angles, take ourselves out of harm's way, and keep a good line of offense on our opponent. We got to take a look at Lomachenko and how well he does it. Keep it up. Too strong, no limits. See you next time at the Legacy Boxing Club.